This is Stephanie at Hightower Stitching with today's video, which is sharing with you the completed quilt, the log cabin with 4 partial seams. And I had an alternative title also called Quilting Frosting on the Cake. And I want to share with you the one that I finished. It's just a small 4 square, and then take you on a short walk to look at places you can use smaller pieces of quilt work. There are 4 blocks in this small piece. This is a log cabin, and it has the 4 partial seams that made it really easy to do this block. And it's about 28 by 28, so it's a little bit bigger. And then I went ahead and I did some, because it's small, it's a great place for me to practice my machine quilting. And there again, I had fun because I just used the foot pedal for the stitching, and I put on there a let's see, an open toe. I was using the open toe attachment. And the nice thing about making something that's small for a change is that I got really lucky finding a small piece of fabric that would fit on the back. And if you'll look at the back of this one, it almost looks like I stitched it on the back to the front. Someday I'm going to try that and see what happens. But no, I stitched it on the front, and they are the patterns that I ended up with. And I started, because it was going to be square, I started right in the center, and I just went around and around, and then I started building onto that with all different things and just kept going around and around and around. And like always, don't forget to put your label somewhere on your quilt. And these are ones that I really use around the house. So this is not staged except to move away some things so that you could see it. But this is a short runner that's in the dining room. And if you look at it, the pieces that show up so well are the pretty rose colors. And then I had the big background in the center, and I hand stitched those in rows. And that just really finished off this piece, and that's hand stitched. And over the years, I've done variations of the log cabin because I just love it. I love putting the colors together and then turning the blocks around. And this one is smaller than the other. It might be 20 by 20. And then it was hand stitched. One of the ones I did with the log cabin, though, it was hard on my hands when I stitched it because I had to make such a tight turn in the stitches. Another great place, and just for display and use on the chair even, would be a place like this, and you can see one of the patterns. Then I have an old oak chair that sits in the hallway, and there again I had a log cabin, smaller blocks that I put there. And here's another one with a favorite pattern that's got a 16 patch in the center of the blocks. And this was not a full-size quilt, and I had an empty wall right here, and you can see that really filled it up. And the nice thing about it is, if your quilt's not too heavy, you can mount it on the wall with stick pins. And just take the hammer and gently push them in, and then when I get ready to take it out, I don't have much of a hole at all. And finally, here is another small piece, and it's placed over a table in the den. And this is Stephanie at Hightower Stitching. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed seeing some of the frosting, how the quilting can be the frosting on your cake. If I have any comments or anything I need to tell you, I will put that in the description. If you enjoyed this, please hit subscribe and like and leave comments.